Yeah, and the one with Brian Hitch. So hopefully it's as good as that book was because it was pretty
really?
cinematic as it was.
I have no idea what that is, but I was excited to see The Authority as well.
I'm looking forward to people saying that Midnighter is just a more aggressive Batman.
Midnighter and Apollo are basically the
gay version of Superman and Batman.
Yeah. And I was gonna say amped up though,
are they literally that way? Or we are live, by the way.
They are gay.
Yes, they are homosexual.
It's
okay.
Yeah. No, they're just actual homosexuals.
I think at first it was a parody. I think at first it was a parody, but it worked and people actually liked it because of how well it was written. And that's what it boils down to is how well something is written instead of doing it for the sake of doing it.
That Midnighter, I think the 2018 Midnighter miniseries was really good. That came out It came out fairly recently, and then they did Apollo and Midnighter, and that was really good. They're just two best friends that practice kissing, though.
All I can say is I do appreciate the fact that there are some that I don't recognize, and there's some that I recognize that are obscure. I think it's about time the Green Lanterns finally get something. Damn.
Isn't there?
Well, I just think it's funny that
something too.
We finally get
on that show.
Well, yeah, but now James Gunn is with it.
Well, yeah, then they scrapped everything, and what's funny is I think they already started filming some of it, right?
Yeah, they were like in the middle of it.
The Green Lantern show, because it was just focusing on Jon Stewart and Finn Wittrock. I think that's his name from the American Horror Story stuff. He was cast as Kyle Rayner.
No. Evan Peters. Finn. Oh no. Yeah. You're right.
Evan Peters. Yeah, was not cast.
Let's go ahead and throw the.
Wow.
The title, guys, because it looks like we're getting some people pouring in. And it looks like those notifications went out.
Real homosexuals.
That's thanks a lot. All right. We will be right back. Enjoy.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
In the spaces, things exist. In the lines that form the network of your mind. Behind the retinas of imagination are the particles and peripherals that made you who you are. Turn off, shut your eyes, and listen to dispatches from outside the box.
Hello, and welcome to the show that scours the corner of geekdom to inspire you to create outside the box. I'm your host, C Michael Lanning, inviting you to come into this menagerie of freakdom as we will be discussing one of the oldest entertainments in the world, the circus. That's right. But before we get into it, I want you to like, subscribe, share, and tell a friend all about the IndieComicsNetwork.com. Let them know about this show and other shows that are out there, and let them come and join in on the fun of the circus. I've never been a big circus person. I've been to the circus a couple of times when I was younger, which I guess is kind of like an ancient thing now, right? I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Are there circuses still going on? Did COVID pretty much come in and wipe them out?
Only one I know of that's still going is the Barnum and the Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey one.
Right.
That's the only one I think of that's even still a thing. But yeah. But
is it? They started to do away with animals, I think, right? And so
because a bunch of PETA morons started complaining. Anyway, I mean,
already this early. Anyway, go ahead and tell them who you are, so they know who to send the letters to.
Hi, I'm Mitch Rogers. I'm a horror comic creator, writer, artist, and publisher from South Carolina. Creator primarily of the Boger horror comic book series and the Flesh and Blood collection and some other stuff that, due to NDAs, I can't really name right now.
Oh, okay. NDAs. Juicy, very juicy. So have you found yourself inspired by the circus in any type of way?
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off of our clown episode from a few months ago.
Right.
I love clowns, and where are clowns found? Circuses and carnivals.
Obviously, you like clowns. You come here every Tuesday night. Yeah. So it works.
Anyway.
Well, there is something kind of evil and mysterious or kind of warped about the circus, right? I guess it's when you think of, like you say, Barnum and Bailey and P.T. Barnum used to have the museum and he had all those weird attractions and stuff. So it's kind of like the unknown.
It's the carnies. That's what makes it.
It's just the
it's the carnies.
Yeah, I mean I guess that I've heard that they're kind of a different breed. So that's
most of them were criminals that were hiding from the law. So
this is true. So they really are.
At least that's how they started.
Yeah.
So Jared, did you go to the circus a lot?
Not a lot. I remember 2 times in my life, and one I was a young child, and the other was with some friends of mine. Sadly, I don't remember either one very well. I do know there were clowns and a ringleader, and unfortunately, there were no trapeze artists, and I would have loved to have seen that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. Because
that's kind of like the main spectacle, right? I mean, if you don't have a trapeze artist, you're like, that's how Robin gets made. So
I just remember a bunch of talking. I guess that's why it wasn't very memorable for me. But growing up, Dick Grayson was my Robin, right? So and I grew up with that whole aspect, and I always wanted to see what he and his family did, and I feel like I was robbed of that. And unfortunately, I don't think circuses are a big thing anymore. They have them, but I don't think they're really a big thing anymore.
No, we used to have them come around here all the time, but I haven't seen one in years. But we do have monster truck shows. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah. It's close enough.
We have those.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Jared Lockhart. I am a nerd, geek, and I love all things pop culture. Not all things pop culture, but
we know that's true.
You love Tom Holland. I know that.
I don't love Tom Holland. I love giving C a lot of shit for it. I like him. I like him fine as a person.
Circus, but we don't need to bring up that clown.
But that's me in a nutshell.
A nutshell, right?
It's me in a nutshell.
It's you in a nutshell.
So
bag of nuts at the circus.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Now I want some peanuts. Damn it!
Yes.
Hey, I do too.
It is, Carl, like a circus often. You're right.
Like a circus. Get off of there, whoever's doing that. Stop it. There's protocols here. There's 3 rings, and you're still in the last ring. Stay there. Speaking of 3 rings, Rodney, you're a big circus person.
Not really, but I've been to quite a few. I enjoyed them. Fortunately, I remember more than Jared does. I remember the clowns and the elephants and the tigers and all the trapeze artists and all that stuff. So yeah. They used to have it every year down at the Coliseum in downtown Cincinnati.
We used to have it behind the mall, but whatever. If you want to be fancy about it, that's the Coliseum.
Down at the Coliseum.
Yeah.
It was super.
It wasn't
I actually
good
don't
mall.
remember where they were held.
You used to have one. We had one at one stadium one time. There was one behind the old mall, Balmarche, at the time. So it wasn't even the good mall.
What's a mall? What's a mall?
Yeah, exactly.
It's this
There's still a
It's
thing.
communication center.
They're just
It's this
considered
place with
ghost
a food
towns.
court that just so happened to also have stores in it.
What's a food court?
It's where you get food.
That's
They have this thing called
That's where
Orange
you-
Julius,
that's where
which is
you-
amazing.
That's where you hold food on trial in the food court. Anyway,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rodney. Introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, I'm Rodney Fike. I am an artist, writer, inker, colorist, blah 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 on the indie comics on and off for the last 30 or so years. You can find me on Rodney Fike Art on Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitch. And you can also find me on the Hasm YouTube channel on hasm.com. That's HAZZUN.com, where you can check out all of our books: Peanut Pudding and Jelly, Pitter Patter, Unchained, Roadkill, Rampage, and coming soon to a Kickstarter near you, Doghouse.
Yes, you'll get notified. With
Yes.
that. But you also have a very important stream coming up this week, right? Go ahead and tell us about it at the beginning here, and we'll bring it up again at the end.
You son of a
Ah!
No, we're gonna have we're doing a draw on Thursday night, and all of the pieces that are going to be worked on are going to be auctioned, and all the proceeds are going to go to the Heroes Initiative.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yes, we have also other artists have donated some pieces. I'm donating an additional piece, and all of those will be posted, and you can bid on them. And yeah, so it's going to be a cool night. We're going to have a few guys in. Chad's going to come in and be the ringleader. And
for those who don't know, could you explain what the Hero Initiative is?
Hero Initiative is an organization that helps comic book artists in their times of need. For hospital stay, they'll help, pay the rent or the heat or something while they're in the hospital, or if they need groceries or something because they're just down and out. It's a great organization that's been around for quite a few years now. And it's something that we always give to.
Excellent.
Oh.
So,
What?
So-
How could I say anything after
how long
that
has it
part?
been since you escaped from the circus, Jen?
God, what day is it? It's like
I thought
yesterday.
we're doing circuses and not freak shows.
Oh well,
It blends together. Sometimes I get swapped around. It's kind of like a hockey thing where you get traded. So I'll either be in a freak show or a circus. It just depends on the day or time.
When they shaved your head, that was the last call. You had to go.
yeah.
Under the tent, you went.
That
Well,
was
there's a
too
lot of
far.
lice.
That was
Well,
too
some of them
far.
were synonymous, right? So I mean, you kind
You
of
do get lice from the circus. That is
One without the
true,
other.
actually.
Yeah,
You get a lot of itchy things from the circus. I can confirm,
absolutely.
especially from the women.
Circus.
Wow.
Also,
Golly,
too,
man.
I just to let you know, we live in a circus. I don't know, but we live in America. So, just want to say,
Hey, we learn from the best. Go ahead and introduce yourself before we get the show kicked off.
Hey, my name is Chad Perkins. I am the writer of Blue Lullaby for Marcosia Enterprises and a couple of other projects that are coming up soon. So stay tuned for those. I also do on Indie Comics Network After Dark, Shots with Comics at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. We get drunk, we talk about comics, we say a bunch of weird stuff. And then I also do this, Dispatches, and I guess Thursday, Tina told me I need to come on and yell at Rodney and all that. So,
You have to be the ringmaster, right?
or the clown, one of the
Get it
two.
done.
It's just funny. He's the ringmaster. Like, what? Really? He's going to be involved in there too. You know that, right?
No, what it is basically is when all of us stop talking because we're concentrating because we're drawing.
Oh,
Chad
yeah.
will keep the conversation going.
Yeah,
he does like to talk. So
because
that'll
I
work
don't
out.
shut up. That's actually my draw in the circus. I just don't shut up. That's my talent.
And then people just get up and leave.
Oh, it's true. They do.
Carl, Efren, Donna.
The circus
hello.
is awesome.
So you now you had something that you wanted to show. You don't have it, unfortunately, but now
I ordered.
It was a comic. We're actually going to talk about comics.
Yes, there is a comic. So the other week, a couple weeks ago, I reviewed The Five Fifths of Science, which is about Nikola Tesla and Mark Twain. Well, Vertigo did a title back in the early 2000s called P.T. Barnum and the Secret Service, where it's about P.T. Barnum traveling.
Oh, I vaguely remember.
Yeah.
And
it's him traveling around fighting crime with his freak shows in the Secret Service. And they're traveling around by train. It is terrible.
So it's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen done badly.
Yeah. And, I mean, yeah. Sean Connery even shows up too sometimes.
He's talking about the good book, not the shit movie.
Okay.
Well, no, because the book is the movie's based on the book, or the book's based on the movie. Like when Alan Moore did it, he saw that movie and then he wrote League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I think
that's
the
what
movie
it is.
was based on the books.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because when I first saw the movie in theaters, I'm like,
ladies and gentlemen, forgive Chad. He just doesn't know any better.
Yes. So one of my biggest weaknesses going to conventions is $5 trade paperback bins. And
those
I
are
found
the best.
They are. Yeah. They're my weakness, and Steph kills me. But I found this in a $5 trade paperback bin, and I don't know what happened to it. But I actually found the hardcover on Amazon, and I ordered it.
She threw it away.
I hope she did.
Is that? I see Chaikin.
Howard Chaikin, huh? He wrote that?
Is that Howard Chaikin?
Mm-hmm.
There's only one Chaikin I know of, and it's Howard.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't. Yeah.
And it was really bad, huh?
It was very bad. This is bad.
Is he doing the artwork?
No,
is he writing it?
It's Tishman is doing it. I think
the artwork's not too terrible from what you see on the cover, but
that name Tishman sounds familiar too.
Let me see, P.T. Barnum, and I also like the fact too that when you read this book, Barnum isn't like racist or anything, nor is he Hugh Jackman. He's just this old, ugly-looking man. So either way, he's not fun.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is later on he actually became a Republican and he was a politician. So he used to he would actually advocate. Yeah, he actually would advocate for abolition, and he actually was campaigning against the death penalty too at the time. So I think over the years he
maybe he was taking away his merchandise.
Well, damn, his museum burned down like twice. After a while, it's kind of like, okay, well, this is a sign from God. I need to move on. And then walks Bailey and like,
he needs to find him a new fire eater.
Yeah, I got some wheels. Let's take this freak show out for a spin.
Please tell me the Fiji mermaid is in that book somewhere.
I don't remember offhand. I'll review it again.
That would be cool.
Show you.
That would be cool to find out. Like the Fiji mermaid is actually like the one that sneaks in. It's kind of like a bug or whatever. That kind of hides
like
in hides in luggage and everything. It's alive. Nobody expected it to be alive.
The secret villain.
Well, we had an X-Files episode about that. Except
really?
It was like
really?
Yeah, but in the show, the Fiji mermaid was like a guy's conjoined twin that would like just detach and like crawl around.
Oh, that's fun.
There were some really disturbing X-Files episodes. There were some really disturbing ones.
Man, that sounds great.
I came across one they were talking about was it was banned. At least I think now you might could see it, but the scene is banned. Where like Mulder and Scully are in this house of inbreds or whatever the case is, and they find the mother under the bed, like not a quadriplegic, but a quad amputee, and basically they've just been raping her over and over again so she can have kids.
Well, that's how you do it.
Yeah. The episode's called Home. It's in season 4 or 5, I believe.
Is it that long? I thought it might have been like
Or 3.
earlier on than that.
That
Yeah,
sounds
it's like, so
terrible.
they used to come up with some whacked out shit on that show.
Nowadays,
It's all
you
based
can't-
on true stories, though, right?
Not all of them.
specifically
Like
that
Law
one
and
is
Order,
based,
right?
That one is the
From
most
today's
accurate
headline.
of story.
I hope that one is based on a true story.
Well, there have been inbred families of killers before, but
It's the only one that's
Yeah.
based on a true story.
I feel bad for the lady, but yeah, that has to be real.
I mean, it's Alabama. Was it
Oh,
filmed in
man.
Alabama?
It's the Appalachian
I think
Mountains.
Tennessee.
yeah, I think it was Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
So,
Fine.
I was
Whatever.
hoping West Virginia, but you know.
It's not all Dollywood in Tennessee, Jack.
okay, so
Not
with that, you
us.
say now Jared's over here talking about how he wishes that was real, right? So here's the deal.
You had to move him away.
I don't want to get any cooties. Anyway, so my question is this though. But what? Okay, what made like P.T. Barnum's Freak Show so desirable for people to see? Because if somebody like Jared wishes that
Because it was
amputee,
because it's weird. You don't
Yeah.
see that stuff daily. You know,
Right.
You just don't. You don't see like hairy children or women with beards or
Yeah, or you're
snake
like
people.
yeah,
And nowadays-
Spider-Man with like multiple arms and
or people with
Yeah.
multiple tattoos, or,
Or
being
mermaids.
able to bend
You
each
don't see
other into
those.
multiple directions.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
today, you just walk down the street and it's just a fucking circus. Like it's
You see,
everywhere.
a dude
what I
pop, you see a
find-
dude pop and lock, and you're like, "Whoa,
We
yeah,
must be
brother."
on campus.
Right? Have you been to Vegas? Like, goddamn, people just turn themselves into
What
pretzels
is
all
it?
the
Just-
time.
Just
It's not
walk down the
Jersey
street in
Beat.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
there is a they have an active freak show because they had a TV show about it. Was it
American Horror Story. Yeah.
no.
no
It was a-
reality
it was
show.
a
I think on
reality
even
show.
see.
What was it?
Jersey Shore.
Jersey
Jersey
Shore.
Shore.
No,
Snooki would
was it
walk
on Jer-
around going,
no,
"Snoosh, snoosh."
But I think it was on
Snoosh,
Jersey.
I think it was
she's
just
right. I think
called
it was on Jersey
Freak
Beat.
or something.
It was called
just-
Freak, but it was in Jersey, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It's
what I
called Freak
find
Show.
funny about those freak shows and stuff is
Oh.
a lot of people go on about oh, they're being exploited and stuff. Some of those people were more wealthy than most like
Yeah.
huge celebrities at the time. I
I mean,
mean,
they had
were
to pay
making-
for their drugs.
Yeah,
Venice Beach.
Yeah. Just what they got paid, and that's why they were wealthy.
That freak show you were talking about that was on TV though. That was the one with the hot redhead who was the fire breather. She would.
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
wasn't.
Yeah,
She, I think she was a fire breather, but then she was starting to learn how to swallow swords. and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of goes
yeah.
to show you, the whole freak show thing
Yeah,
did
yeah,
just
yeah.
revolve around people with abnormalities. You had people
No
who could do,
comments.
It was fun, Roddy. You had to be
you
there.
could do some, stuff
Yeah,
with it.
Yeah,
Well,
they were
what's
freaks
interesting-
and
My,
geeks.
my mind went somewhere dirty
Yeah.
when he said
Well,
swallow
Rodney
sword.
was almost as good as when Howard Stern would have the girls on there with the big kielbasa
The
sausage.
Kielbasa Queen, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there were two exhibits and freak shows. There were freaks, which were the people with deformities, and geeks, which were the ones that would perform and
Which are just
Okay.
us. Like, that's all it was.
So what
Yeah,
did,
eventually
so where did
became
that
a
term
slang term
geek
for-
come from exactly? Because now it has a whole different connotation. to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you saw the Del Toro movie with
Nightmare Alley.
the
Yeah,
geek, the geek was the person that they locked up in the cage. He was the sucker, and they wouldn't feed him, and they made him rabid, and they brought him out as like the prime show. And
Thought
Yeah.
that was the
Oh,
gimp.
like the boy.
no, they called him the geek.
Oh,
that was the geek.
Yeah.
The gimp was the
I was
one
about to
from
say,
Pulp
they put
Fiction
him in
that
a
had the
barrel.
mask.
yeah.
Yeah,
Break
because
out the gift.
Bradley Cooper ended up being the geek.
Oh, you ruined it!
Ah,
No,
really.
spoiler, damn it!
Son of
Well,
a
no,
Yeah,
bitch.
and Rosebud is a sled.
What? Wait,
Rosebud.
are you saying that the call was coming from inside the house?
And that is too big to be a moon.
The Nightmare Alley being the last good Guillermo del Toro movie. Then it's fact is that what kind of aggravated me about that movie though was you were always talking about Enoch, which was like this this formed fetus in a jar, right? And it kind of made Enoch seem like he was like a
being?
yeah. but it never came to fruition. Nothing ever came out of it really. So
that's a waste.
It is. But I think this is what I do like about Del Toro, and I do like Guillermo del Toro when he does this kind of stuff, like Devil's Backbone and Pan's
when it's
Labyrinth
just him
like
and no studio.
Yeah,
isn't Pinocchio supposed to be pretty good?
I heard it was, but I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
I've watched it, half of it.
I heard it's better than the Disney one they came out with.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying, right? The Jonathan Taylor and Thomas one was better than the Disney one they came out with.
Speaking of circuses, there's a circus in Pinocchio.
That new Pinocchio, I've never seen animation so creepily smooth before.
It was fantastic animation. Oh, Grim Grizzly's the one that did the
for the new
ones, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which he's fantastic. It's just it didn't have to be the Pinocchio story per se, but a lot of stuff just didn't seem connected, if that makes any sense. And you dealt with the afterlife and death and stuff like that. So it was kind of, it's not typical. It's not a typical Pinocchio. So you can't go in there, oh, well, this is the time he finds the fox and the thing, and this is blah, 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 right? So
this is the
I will give it that. But
about, right?
Pinocchio
the whale's metaphor for death.
Well, we talked about Pinocchio before on here, and we talked about what an asshole Pinocchio actually was. Yeah. And then Disney kind of had to make him likable.
He does. He squishes him with a hammer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so, and he's not that much of an asshole, but he's kind of a prick. So
yes,
but you might like it. I mean, it didn't interest me. I guess I have a short attention span. Jared says I don't like anything. If it had Tom Holland in it, that would just be the icing on the cake.
Oh, I thought Tom Holland
That's not
was
true.
Pinocchio.
I like Nightmare Alley. So
Uncharted is Steve's favorite movie.
I liked Cabinet of Curiosities. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. I did enjoy that a lot.
I didn't watch the one that he directed, so I don't know.
The first one?
I did.
That was pretty good.
Was the first one the one with the lockers and the guy from Buster Scaggs?
Yeah.
Oh,
I like the rat one. That one was great.
The Aubrey Plaza one was kind of off the cuffs, though.
Which one was that?
The lotion. The one with
that
the
wasn't
lotion.
Aubrey Plaza. That was Kate. What's her name? Starts with an M. Kate.
Mara?
No.
That was Aubrey Plaza.
Nope.
Aubrey Plaza and Martin Starr. I'll put money on this, bitch.
What movie is
Martin
this?
Starr was in it.
You're right. No, it's Micucci. Sorry, Kate Micucci. That's right.
Yeah. Where's your money? Where's your money?
I
put money on it.
I said it. You couldn't even get it out.
Because I forgot her last name. Because her last name
forget
forgettable.
Micucci.
Micucci?
Rhymes with coochie. Come on now.
It's mine.
Kate Micucci. I guess because she's, I don't know, all brunettes look alike. I guess that's what it is. But that was, I like Martin Starr. Huh?
Aren't you married to a brunette?
Yeah.
No, he's married to Nita.
See, women 40 and over, they don't know what color the hair is anymore.
He's going to bust down my door, get in the tub.
That's a reference to last week, folks.
No.
Wow.
No, but so the Circus is, speaking of just like curiosity and everything, the Circus is really great with horror. I mean, you have American Horror Story Freak Show, or you have the fucking Chuckles, I think his name was, with the big teeth. The clown?
Yeah.
I think it was Chuckles.
Obviously, I don't know anything, so I can't. Really
shoot.
Well, there's also the movie Freak.
I'm right. So, oh gosh.
Yeah, speaking of actual,
also Clown NATO that has a circus.
That was a weird movie, and Randy Quaid just showed you how crazy he was before he showed you how crazy he was.
No, I don't think it was Chuckles.
That's Freaked. Freaks is a movie from the 30s.
Oh, okay. One of Us. Right. Okay. I thought you said Freak.
Google gobble. Google gobble.
One of Us.
But apparently Mr. Jingles is what his name was.
Yeah.
Twisty the Clown. That's what it is. Twisty. I don't know where I got Chuckles from.
Well, the whole geek thing did come up in that show because of Freaks, right? I mean, at the end, that was basically Freaks.
Really?
Right, Rich?
Freaks was better. Freaks actually had a climactic ending. Unlike every season of American Horror Story, it's like real good. Then it just ends.
Oh, it does.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
The
Bendis
first half is
comic.
usually the best.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. Yeah.
Unless
No,
it's
I-
double feature where they.
But no,
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
not
like-
the only one that thinks that.
The little
Yeah.
the little person in there is actually was the the Indian girl.
Mhm.
She's actually, I mean, obviously she's a real person, but
That
she
wasn't
is
CG.
No, it's a real person.
I thought it was a puppet.
No, it's a real person. Wait, you really didn't know that?
No, I knew.
No, it's it.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm like, really? I'm just talking about it with the audience. I hope you guys knew that. I didn't know that when I
But anyway-
first watched it. I was like, oh, that's really neat. And then I looked her up. I'm like, oh my god, she's.
Yeah.
I
and
just thought it was all
believe it or
practical
not,
effects, but you know.
Deep Roy is also that short.
Deep Roy. Poor
He's
Deep
the-
Roy. He doesn't get enough credit, man.
Oh
He
no.
doesn't get enough
He's a
credit.
good actor too.
He absolutely is. And you know, when you always see him in those type of roles, like Neverending Story, you could actually see him act, and it's you know, he doesn't get that chance very often. He's either with a fucking Tim Burton movie where he doesn't either he doesn't talk or he's dubbed over.
Oh, he's
Same way
Oompa
with
Loompa.
Doug Jones, in my opinion. He's a better actor than you give him credit for because he's always behind makeup. You never know it's Doug Jones, but he's actually a pretty good actor.
Yeah, fucking Pan's Labyrinth. He was the.
Yeah, he's kind of like
I
Boris
think.
Karloff in that aspect. Because Boris Karloff was great at
Oh, he was
acting
intense.
through a mountain of makeup.
Yeah, he was intense.
Yeah.
You had to act just with your eyes because that's all they could really see of
In
you.
his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was intense.
I loved him as Abe Sapien.
Oh yeah.
God,
Somebody
yeah.
asked,
Yes. No, they
like, what are indie comics? And like, I mean, what comics are they?
Anything that isn't published by the big two.
Oh,
Yeah.
like classic illustrations comic. I'll tell you one thing. One of the best comics out there as far as art was concerned, not necessarily story, was Kiss. Psycho Circus.
Psycho Circus.
Yeah.
Done by
I was about to say
Angel
that.
Medina.
Angel Medina.
Oh my
Yep.
are we
god. Sounds like
talking
one of
about
my
a Kiss
go-to.
comic like the band?
Yes.
I hate
Yeah,
how
but
this
it
was
was
a minute
multiple
of
Kiss
this
comics, but
conversation.
Todd McFarlane
Published by
did.
McFarlane, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, tell me more. I'm listening.
Psycho Circus was
Wait,
actually
wait.
Psycho Circus was actually the name of one of their albums.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Kiss had more
now
than
Kiss
one
has
album?
always been kind of one. They've always been a sideshow. Two, they've always been involved in comics. I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
they're pretty.
They were one
Yeah.
of the.
But
They
Yeah,
were one
Gene
of the
and
first
they
ones
all
that
grew up
did.
on comics. I mean, they grew up in New York City, so
They also drew one of their they drew their blood in one of the comics.
Yeah,
if I remember
The
correctly.
very
is that
first
Psycho Circus
Kiss.
that they did that with?
no,
No, that was the
the
first comic they did.
the
back in the-
supersized Kiss
It's
comic.
the one with
book.
Marvel.
Yeah,
Was
but
that
they
it?
Okay.
they went to the printers and they pricked their fingers and they let blood, like 5 drops of blood, go into the ink that the book was printed in. So their blood was actually
That's
in the
weird,
ink.
man. But you know
Yeah.
their fans were all over that.
And then Nas fills
was
it
a
with fills his
promo
blood
thing.
with.
Yeah,
Didn't Nas do that recently with his shoes? He filled blood to his shoes and sold
he
it.
did, as a matter of fact. And was it Adidas? They were like, we had no idea he did that shit.
Bullshit. And then Tony Hawk did it, and everybody's like, "That's so cool." And Kiss did it, and they're like, "I mean, it's Kiss."
I
Why?
completely lost what the hell y'all were talking about. What?
Never mind. We're talking about blood stuff. Whatever.
No, Lil Nas X.
Anyway, this is one of the covers. Done
Oh,
by Angel
dude, that
Medina.
looks sick.
Angel Medina,
Yeah,
baby.
and the
Yeah.
story was really good too. From
Who's
what
the
I
artist on
remember.
this? Angel.
Angel
This was
Medina.
Angel
Medina.
Medina.
Angel Medina.
Medina.
Yeah.
He had a long run on Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, well, he
Spawn
has
the
for a
early
little bit,
90s
too.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mid to late.
90s.
Mid to
Mid
late
to
90s.
90s,
Yeah, and he
okay.
also did. You're right. He did Spawn, and I think he did some Sam and Twitch too.
What
Yeah,
always got me
he
about
did.
him is
Oh, I
the-
need to know what comics she has. Anyway, continue. Sorry, I
Alright.
poked the stream because I have the keys in the back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to take those from you. Anyway,
No, I like my keys.
But yeah, like just his perspective on this. Just look at that. That's just
Yeah.
insane. He does kind of manipulate anatomy a little bit. But did we talk about what Psycho Circus was about, or did we just kind of run over that?
No, we didn't.
Oh, kind of ran over it.
Okay. Psycho Circus, as you know, if you were a Kiss fan or at least know a passing understanding of Kiss, Kiss, where you had the
Kiss
Demon, which
fan.
was Gene Simmons, You had what is it? Star Child.
Star Child.
Yep.
Was
Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Spaceman.
Space Ace. Yeah, the Spaceman.
Space Ace. Yeah. Ace Frehley was the guitarist, and of course the aptly named Cat.
Yeah. Peter Criss.
Anyways, he wrote the song Beth. Anyways,
not if you ask Paul.
Crowning achievement.
Not if you ask Paul. Oh.
They spelled some words and they played some.
We're not gonna start a Kiss stuff.
You want to talk about the real Circus? Buy a Kiss album.
Love Gun.
Hey, I will have you know, their first 4 or 5 albums stack up against any heavy metal from the 70s, and I will go to the bank on that.
Really, so, including Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin.
Yes.
Well,
if you listen, if I pulled up a couple of songs and you did not know they were Kiss, you would be like, who the fuck is this?
I Was Made for Loving You on one of those albums?
No, that was their
early 80s.
intentional disco album.
No, it was obviously intentional.
Yeah.
But I think I think that's when they lost their cool card, I think.
I don't
as catchy as that song is.
Everyone lost their cool card as disco.
But they did it because they were following
one of the
trends.
biggest Pink Floyd songs had disco influence.
But Pink Floyd
had rainbows in it.
That's why they're gay now, right?
They're woke now, man. You can't listen to Pink Floyd. They're woke.
But Another Brick in the Wall.
Don't get me started on
was
that.
Actually influenced by disco. So,
which is one of their best songs.
Yeah, exactly. So don't pick on Kiss, me. Don't pick on Kiss.
I
used to pick on Kiss. I
will sing that Kiss song all day. It'll be in my head. It'll be in my head all night.
I will party every day.
Actually, Jared, what's funny is there are some really good songs on that Dynasty album. 2000, man.
Yeah, it's called The Off.
No, there's some good songs on that.
God,
I Was Made for Loving You is probably the worst song on the album.
But I'm going to tell you this much. Okay, but I'm going to tell you
it's a lot of radio play.
Look, we're not talking about the albums, damn it. We're talking about the Circus. Psycho Circus, however, the comic.
I thought we were talking
like
about the Circus with Kiss.
Yeah,
it's Psycho.
Basically, it took place in a carnival, but they were kind of like it was different stories, so it wasn't like
it was an anthology, more or less.
Yeah, and they were kind of overseers or other earthly beings, or whatever the case was. But so they were there, but it wasn't. It was a Kiss comic, but it wasn't a Kiss comic. It's that kind of.
It was really good.
Weren't they kind of like the narrators for each story that had to deal with their personas?
To an extent, I want to say that there was like a ringmaster that was actually the narrator.
Yeah,
and they kind of
the ringmaster was Gene.
Was it?
That makes sense.
Yeah, because like when the supernatural, fantastic stuff wasn't going on, they shape changed into members of the circus. Gene was the ringmaster. I think Paul was, the clown. Peter Criss was the lion tamer.
Peter Criss was the lion. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. I have my phone next to me. I'll just
it's been
go ahead and look
no, look.
Didn't they change their names to Beast and Celestial and for in another comic, or am I just imagining that?
That could have been the first comic they put out, maybe.
Was that Kiss Meets the Phantom?
I don't remember, but yeah,
the Phantom of the Carnival.
So apparently, the Psycho Circus album, the hip-hop duo Insane Clown Posse took issue with the album, feeling it copied their style.
Insane Clown Posse?
Yeah. Speaking of the circus.
Well, see, there's another carnival. Carnival of Souls.
Yep.
That's a great movie.
Called. Of course, did Kiss say anything about them copying their grease paint on their faces?
I don't know. I don't really want to. My phone will blow up if I keep looking at Kiss stuff. So I don't.
Fuck y'all if y'all ain't down.
I will just listen to my avatar and walk away.
The first time I heard that music, I was literally, and I do mean literally, sick.
What, Avatar or Kiss?
No, ICP.
Oh.
Insane Clown Posse.
Insane Clown Posse.
I have no issue with the band, but I think their fans. This is my opinion. Don't go after the Indie Comics Network. Go after me. I think their fans are hilarious.
Oh God, yeah.
Especially when they get tattoos of the paint.
All of them are, and they're also.
They have to live their life with that shit on their face.
Yeah,
I've also never met a juggalo that was mean.
Juggalo for life. Really?
Yeah, I've never met like a juggalo who is ever.
This is true. Like every person I've ever seen with the Hatchet Man tattooed on them are like some of the nicest people I've ever met.
Like
I still question their life choices, but they are nice.
Right. Well, apparently ICP are like they're very nice guys, and they're just big nerds. So I do.
I don't know. I've actually
seen comics. They wrestling.
I take issue with that aspect because I've seen Violent J sit there and tell a 12-year-old kid that he could commit any crime he wants to and he won't be prosecuted until he was 18. So
true. I mean, but he's not wrong.
Depends on the crime.
Okay,
depends on where you're at, what crime.
Yeah, like you gotta read it.
It's not like that anymore.
Did Violent J get into semantics of it? Because depending on where you are, who you are, severity of the crime.
So interesting fact: my wife used to be a big ICP fan. You see her now, and you would have never known.
I've seen
walking around. I want a fat bitch named Bridget.
Hey, that's rude, but it is true. I do too. But no, the circus does
too.
What?
But even ICP though they were Insane Clown Posse, but that was as far as their well. I was going to say that's as far as the circus motif goes, but it's not.
Oh, every album they did where
it was a Joker card or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, every album was a countdown to the Carnival of Souls or whatever, and I don't remember the whole because they had a story behind it, and it was all dealt with like a evil circus type thing. I don't remember
when that last card because I remember a friend of mine was into it, and you thought when that last card dropped, that was it. They were going to be over. No, they released like 18 albums after that. Like, damn.
Well, they had to redo it, and then they had like the red face paint. They had to redo everything.
They're like, oh shit, we got to start over. We ran out. What's next? What's after the circus? What's after clowns?
Well, shit, our wrestling career didn't do anything, so let's keep rapping because that's what we're good at.
I remember that they were also in games too as playable wrestlers.
Oh yeah, even now, I think you can combine makeup to make the Insane Clown Posse makeup for both of them.
Pretty sure you can do that in Soul Calibur as well.
Rodney, Dirk Manning does that Twisted comic. Doesn't he write that? That's kind of they're like an ICP spinoff.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Twisted. Yeah, they're produced by their company.
Yeah.
Whenever they do tours and shit, they all do it together.
Yeah.
And I guess in all honesty, like comics and circus kind of have a tendency to be, fit well with each other, right?
Yeah, they intertwine a lot.
What about Spider-Man's villains, the Circus of Crime? Is that what they're called? And the ringleader, he could hypnotize you with his hat.
Oh yeah, he had the big tall hat, the big hypno thing in his hat. Yeah,
he had his big top hat, and he had like this thing that could hypnotize you in there. And each member of the circus.
Is that the one Donald Glover's going to play in that movie, or?
No, that's Hypno Hustler. That's a totally different thing.
Techno Hustler. Yeah, that's
Hypno Hustler.
Completely
get
different.
It right.
I can see where you get the shit characters mixed up, but
Hypno Hustler is cool.
That makes it any better. Before they changed them, they totally changed them. But so let's say, so is there any like most of the time you see the circus in comics, so they're kind of like.
They're all
sinister,
evil.
Right?
Yeah.
Is there not like a? I know Randy did the Fool, but I don't know if that's necessarily a circus thing.
Even if you go back and read some of Dick Grayson's origin, the circus was behind some nefarious shit.
Yeah, and
like in real life.
Yeah.
I was trying to think if there's any other indie people, but Ted Sakura's Apama. He did the Tap Dance Killer. His entire thing is a circus theme, and they're all villains. So yeah,
is that anime?
No, it's a comic.
Oh,
well,
again, Apama.
Like Vampire the Masquerade.
What? Like Vampire the Masquerade. You had a group called the Midnight Circus that actually had that book. I never played it, but I think I story told it one time. Not well, but I did it. And but they of course were. And if you don't know Vampire the Masquerade, you have two different types of vampires. Commonly, you have the Sabbat and you have the Camarilla. The Camarilla were the ones the role players. the Sabbat were, well, yeah, the whole thing's an RPG.
I know.
but the Sabbat were, all in. They're kind of like Deacon Frost, I guess.
Yeah.
And their philosophies, right? Lage.
I think
Anyway,
Brown Dog asked.
No, I know
valid
Deacon
question.
Frost.
Was Kong headed
Sorry.
to the circus?
No, I was kind of weighing what faction was what, because I don't know anything about Vampire the Masquerade, so I was trying to figure
for
out.
instance,
It's a lot of fun.
Udo Kier. Well, I
Yeah,
can't remember what his name
Udo
was.
Kier.
That's a card game.
I have to get the name wrong before I get it right. Udo, I do have that right.
Yeah.
Udo
Great
is,
actor.
basically, your Camarilla. Deacon Frost is, we should be owning them, or whatever the case is. Sabbat kind of mentality. Although they weren't always like that. They were they're monsters. They lived in that moment. So that's the kind
So
of
like Magneto and Xavier,
In a
rule over
sense.
them, or let's just live in peace.
Well, Sabbat didn't really care about ruling over them. They just were food. They didn't care if you knew that they were vampires. Basically,
Right.
They were just reckless and
Which is how it should be.
Which is how
Yeah.
it would be if they were real.
And really fucking, and to be fucking cool.
So
Yeah.
I'll ask you this question, and let's not pass up the biggest circus-inspired villain of all time.
Corn. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
I was going to say Joker, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, Joker.
And
Yeah.
okay, but was it a miss? Let's talk about since I've been on a Tim Burton kick, as it were. Not a good kick, but was it a miss on? I hate everything. Remember, was it a miss to have the circus gang with Penguin and Batman Returns, or should they have been with Joker?
It doesn't bother me. Just how the story was
Yeah.
told, it made a little more sense because he was an outcast.
Yeah.
And Joker was a gangster basically in those movies, so it made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Joker, I mean, in all of his incarnations from the comics, movies, and all that, he was always, he's always a clown, but he wasn't like a circus type clown. He was just like a generic clown. Hello.
Puppy.
Hey, somebody says, "Hey,
Daddy, give me that kiss. I love that kisses, Daddy.
meow, 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 meow,
Oh,
meow."
Daddy, I love them kisses.
He will put. If you don't pay attention, he will put his tongue in your mouth if you're not paying it. Yeah.
We need to get to the bathroom. There's a hurricane.
Get to the
No,
tub.
I've never associated the
Oh.
Joker with the circus at all. He never came from the circus. He's just a maniacal clown, homicidal maniac.
When they did Robin's origin in Batman in the late 80s, it was called Year 2. I think it was called Year 2.
Yeah, I
And
think so.
they were doing this circus stuff, and always when I was a kid I had this book, and there was a clown in the circus that wore purple
By God.
with green hair, and the makeup was different, but I was always wondering if they intended that to be a nod to Joker or some kind of an Easter egg to say he doesn't have an origin, but this could be him.
Well, isn't Year 2 a direct sequel to Year 1, or is it affiliated? Because at the end of Year 1, they talk about the Joker.
Well, this
So
is
when-
when they introduced Tim Drake as a child, and he was there in the circus whenever he witnessed Dick Grayson's parents die, and it was kind of a long, convoluted
never gets
storyline, but
over
it was
it.
actually good because that's when they were doing actual good, dark detective stories in the late 80s, and or mid 80s actually. I want to say David. I can never pronounce his name.
Mazzucchelli.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think he was the one writing it.
Yeah.
So
Okay, because he drew Year 1.
He drew Year 1, yeah.
yeah.
Super nice
But,
guy.
P.T. Barnum was a huge racist, by the way.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. That's
Wasn't
my 2 cents.
everyone back then? I mean,
Yeah, but
You know,
I always everybody's like, "Oh, The Greatest Showman."
Oh golly! Talk about the biggest travesty to have a musical based in P.T. Barnum.
Right. However, the music is pretty good.
When he was a politician, he was running under rights and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
so
he was getting rid of his merchandise. That's why.
Well, he was pandering for votes at that point.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
He was
no one has ever lied to get votes. Okay.
Wait.
That's a known fact. No one lies to get
Mitch,
votes.
lean into the camera first.
If it helps me get elected, I will kiss that black baby.
Are you saying that are you saying that politicians don't lie?
Yes, they don't.
If it gets me elected, I will kiss that black baby. I tell you, if it helps me get elected, I will kiss that black baby.
But okay, because Chad wants to keep bringing up the racism of P.T. Barnum. Let's talk. Here, I'm going to give you something.
Let's talk about racism.
One of his first acts actually was the 162-year-old woman.
Yep.
Which was a black woman, and supposedly that she was the nurse to George Washington. So that was his beginning into the foray of being what he calls himself, the Prince of Humbugs.
That also puts it in the time and perspective too, doesn't it? Like if
I'm telling you, like 162, and she was George Washington's nurse. So you're looking at what I think he was born in 1810 or 1801. I can't remember which one it was.
Holy crap.
And he lived for 80 years. So, but I mean, it made him well because he lived in a mansion and everything else like that, and he had friends like Mark Twain. So you want to say something about Mark Twain, Chad?
So
he was also racist.
He was also he was also in 5 Fists of Science as well.
He was also good friends with Nikola Tesla.
That's what 5 Fists of Science is about.
And he was friends with a lot of people.
He's friends with a lot
Ambrose Bierce he was friends with.
I would love to have been like just in any of those conversations with those guys. Just how fun would that be? Just to listen in.
How fun would it be of just Nikola Tesla and P.T. Barnum sitting down? He's like, Nikola Tesla's just talking super smart at him, and he goes, "I have a bearded lady." That's like, he's just like, well, I have a bearded lady, I have a black person, he just keeps going.
Well, look, if P.T. Barnum knew Nikola Tesla, then he would have figured out a way to capitalize on Nikola Tesla.
Yep.
Tesla might not have died so poor. He'd have a little bit of change.
At least one show had some Tesla coils. At least one show had some Tesla coils.
He took Nikola Tesla around and just like, this is a really smart man, and that was the shtick.
Well, no, I mean,
look at the nerd. I have a nerd.
Tesla was a showman.
And everyone's throwing tomatoes at Nikola.
Well, Tesla was a showman himself because that's how he showed off his inventions. Was he do them in front of a crowd? And I think once he even got in between 2 live huge Tesla coils, and the electricity surrounded him, but he had cork shoes, so it didn't go all the way through.
Yeah.
Bet that was shocking for some.
It was, I'm sure.
I hate you.
I see what you did there.
But
yeah, they kind of did that kind of thing with what was that movie with David Bowie as Tesla?
The Prestige, great movie.
Prestige,
yeah, it was good.
I never saw The Prestige.
It's a great movie. It's got Wolverine fighting Batman.
Shit.
True story.
All right, gotta go. All right, guys, I'll see you later. I'm gonna go watch this.
Well, I mean, it did, except for the most part, Alfred was on the wrong side, but Alfred was there. So
it's kind of interesting how the circus has evolved in entertainment, especially from P.T. Barnum traveling around in trains. And the year before, I was in Vegas and I saw Circus Olay. Oh,
Black Widow was in it.
No, she wasn't in Circus Olay.
Prestige. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I guess she was.
It's Cirque du Soleil.
Whatever. I was there and I saw.
Circus or Cirque du Soleil isn't really a circus. It's just like a stage act.
It's 100% a circus. It's just on a stage. Well, let's see. You have clowns.
You have trapeze artists. You have
trapeze artists.
No, I 100% agree with Chad on this one because even there was not.
It's fact, even in the title
introduced. Yeah,
well, that doesn't mean it's in French. Cirque, means more than just a circus. I think it just means show or something.
Circuit.
It's very cool though. Like if you ever get a chance to go.
We think of we think of the circus as having the animals and the lions and everything like that, but those actually weren't introduced in what was considered the circus for many years after it was going on. So it was your trapeze acts. It was all these things, which is more interesting to me than training some animals to do something or jump over each other.
I end up feeling bad. Sorry, this is my PETA coming through, Mitch. Sometimes I'll just feel bad for the animals. So I'll be like,
oh yeah, they didn't have trapeze artists, but they had the motorcycle and the big round cage.
That was cool.
They did have that when I went.
The Cage of Doom.
I think I went to a Ringling Brothers circus when I was younger. And
I think we all did. They toured like all over the place.
Yeah, and I think they did have that.
If you went to a circus, it was probably the Ringling Brothers circus.
Probably,
yeah. That's the only one I know that's even still around.
Yeah, I mean, we went recently, like within the last 5 or 6 years. I took my brother to go. Tina and I took my brother to go see him downtown.
Was it cool?
See, I never hear of it anymore.
Yeah.
I only hear of mom and pop's ones called like Joe and Carol's Circus.
Oh no, this was the big deal. This was huge.
This was the Brothers Ringling one. This was the knockoff.
It was massive.
Now that's in Vegas, they have the Circus where the whole hotel is a circus. It's a big arcade, clowns, everything.
Sounds horrible.
It's very frightening.
Sounds like a good time.
I mean,
depends on how much acid you drop.
I mean, you take one of the girls that can turn your penis into a balloon upstairs. You're gonna have a good time.
The Ringling Brothers Circus is relaunching in September of 2023.
No shit.
No elephants will be harmed.
Well, that's fine.
They're gonna have animatronic,
but there is no more animals.
Animatronic animals.
I can live without the animals.
I like seeing people. They do have dinosaur shows that tour around.
You're gonna have like the Avatar 3D glasses. You go in, and you see the animals that way.
Here's the thing: I like watching people almost die.
Yeah,
I would rather.
It is fun.
Yeah, like I don't want to see.
But you get sad when animals get hurt.
Absolutely.
So
bro,
what we're saying is
more than I like people.
we can trade the bear. We can trade the bear riding the unicycle for the guy spinning the girl on the wheel and throwing daggers at her head.
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
He spins her on his finger. Absolutely. That's fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, that's a different.
It's actually a pretty easy trick to do, though.
Okay. So the definition,
and it's not his finger.
The definition of a circus is a traveling company of acrobats, clowns, and other entertainers, which gives performances typically in a large tent and a series of different places. It is also a rounded open space in a city where several streets converge.
Okay, so Circle A does travel. So there you go.
So so
Piccadilly Circus doesn't have.
We travel the con circuit and we put up a big tent in the parking lot. We called it the Cirque du Comic Artists. Could we do that? Would that be a thing?
Yeah, I don't see why not. What could you?
If the venue,
you better make some balloon animals.
We could throw rubber knives at each other. It'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Hell yeah!
Just sitting there drawing, and just the writers throwing
buy my comic.
We have to draw why Chad is the ringleader. He has to have the red suit.
Soda pop in the.
That's a spectacular feat as he draws while being distracted by rubber knives today.
And we have Rodney getting distracted by this little piece of string as he draws.
Wild West shows were circus-like.
I've been to a Wild West
show. Trick shooting and stuff like that. Yeah, I can see that.
They used to have it was
Annie Oakley.
It was called Mystery Hill up in wherever the fuck it was, somewhere in Michigan. And they used to have a Western show, and it was really cool. People would just shoot.
I'd love to see one.
They were awesome. I mean, obviously they had like the fake gunfights with each other, but they were like flipping their guns and shooting bottles, and it was fucking crazy. Pretty sure they were all drunk and high now that I look back at it. But
they do that here in Ohio. It's called the Tecumseh trial or something like that. Has to do with Tecumseh and all that stuff.
Shit, that sounds
It's a pretty big. It goes on for like 2 weeks in the summertime.
sometimes those traveling shows are just some of the best, like the little ones.
Yeah.
Everybody's just so passionate and happy to be there.
Yeah,
That's
they
why I
made
like
it alive. That's what.
Yeah.
We can maybe make some money to live to the next stop that we go to. So
It's their job. I fake it when I'm at work too. So
Well,
I'm happy to be here.
bro, my job, they know I don't want to be there. I make that very clear.
I think that's
Why
everybody.
they let you work from home.
They do, yes. Yeah, so they can
Yeah,
keep
well,
me away.
if you had to shovel elephant shit, I'm sure you really wouldn't want to be there. So
Can I throw
do
it
that. I
at
can
people,
do that.
they
though?
I
probably
can do
have
that
a better
remotely.
reason not to be there than we do.
I can shovel shit remotely. I can do that at home. I don't have to
Get a little drone. It's called a Rumba. Bring my little shit shoveling Rumba.
I have a dog. It's
Yeah.
kind of
It's a rumba with like a caterpillar bucket on the front.
Look,
Oh, the
hey,
circus from home.
it has to shoot for breeze every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I'd just like to say any ideas that come up here on Dispatches from Outside the Box belong solely to the participants and panel on Dispatches from Outside the Box, and do not leave certain panel at the certain time on which we came up with certain ideas. So
And don't
just to
steal
say that
our
if
ideas.
you do come out, we do have lawyers somewhere. Anyway, let's take a
It
break.
We'll
doesn't
find
cost
you.
us anything to sue. It costs you to defend.
I will find you.
We'll be right back.
Shit shoveling Rumba.
Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comics Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
Oh yeah. So you were jamming to that, huh, Mitch?
Yeah.
Who did the music for that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey, Rodney, who did the music for your Hasm commercial?
That was me.
You did the music for that?
Yeah.
With what?
With my guitar.
Oh, really?
Rodney,
No.
you can hardly play any...
No.
I thought he was about to say with his mouth.
I'm still trying to understand why he asked.
Quadruple
with what.
Well, he
Bright
meant, like,
color,
or
draw,
something, you know?
guitar.
No, like I was
Guitar.
thinking, like with a program or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
like Rodney
Got
can barely
big arms
hold a
'cause I play the
pencil. I
drums,
don't think he
right?
can barely play guitar.
Oh, it's called music that you can buy.
Wow, okay, so I bought it.
Well, that's disappointing, Rodney. I was like, damn, they're right. But
Hey,
now, like,
I write and draw, a color. I can't do it. I can't do everything.
I can't play guitar. I can do everything else,
Can't
but
play
play
guitar.
guitar.
Would love
so
to
in
play
1829, a play called Elephant of Siam was performed at the Adelphi in London and later toured the country. It featured a trained elephant that went by the rather hoity-toity name of Mademoiselle de Check. Mel de Check was trained to complete a number of actions, ring a bell, and steal a crown with her trunk, then place it on someone's head, for instance. This bit of theater was quite popular, and soon other circus promoters began advertising elephants that perform tricks in the ring as well. So you always think, can you imagine? Like, it's one thing to be in the big top and the ground and everything, and they're taking a dump before the Rumba comes by. Can you imagine in the middle of a theater, just flat right there?
It's gonna be a big Roomba.
Fucking awesome. I want to watch the Rumba come out after somebody's head gets smashed by an elephant. That'd be awesome.
I don't think that happened in that show. Could be wrong.
That sounds like a comic book.
Let's make it happen.
Wait, did you mean in a comic book, right, Chad?
Well, we can talk about that later. So let's keep going.
Right?
See, there you go. I didn't get to enjoy the rope walkers. I would have loved to have seen that.
Not to paint too broad a brush, but it's probably fair to say that many of us watch tightrope walkers and feel pretty much undiluted fear. Yeah. But that's a modern audience.
Sure.
But Barney, with any kind of scintillating entertainment, will they stop with these damn big words? With any kind of scintillating entertainment, we want on
He's getting scared of the big words.
Oh my! Yeah, forget the tightrope walking. It was a little different in the early days of circus, when the sight of a lady wearing trousers could rouse a serious blush. So,
how dare that woman wear pants?
Yeah, right.
I was disappointed.
So basically, what we're saying here is, it wasn't the fact that she was tightrope walking on a high wire; it was the fact that she wore pants. We can see in the 1800s and the.
So the only time they were allowed to wear pants is when they were tightrope walking.
This, however, is when.
Oh no,
happened to
Rodney was
Rodney?
upset. He's upset that women wore pants.
This here is in 1922, but it says 1699 review even describes how wire walkers,
Wasn't there
dexterity might translate well in the bedroom. Oh my gosh! It's 1699. They were
taboo.
Jeez.
Wait, wasn't there a movie based on somebody who tightrope walked across like two towers or something?
There was,
it
was
There's a
interesting
documentary and a
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's movie.
No, he didn't do it. I'm pretty sure another guy did it. George
he played the guy.
Yeah. Oh, you mean it wasn't really him?
No.
That's called method acting.
No, because when they made that movie, the towers weren't there anymore.
Oh, ow. Ow.
Oh, I get it, because they were bombed. I got it.
Wow.
Oh, right. 9/11.
I didn't need it bad.
Well, it's so crazy to think about the fact that, that's what, 21 years ago? 22 years ago almost?
It does not seem like it was that long, but yeah.
No.
Where were
half
you
my
guys
life
during 9/11?
At work.
World history class.
I was waking up and I was like, what movie is this, Grandma?
My mom was like, damn it, Chad, you're not there. It
was right after my apartment burned down too, and I was staying at my grandmother's.
Oh my gosh. It was right after that hurricane came in.
No, it wasn't a hurricane. Hurricanes don't bring fire, so
they bring people into the bathroom.
It was right after that Washington intern disappeared.
John Wilkes Booth was from a circus family? That's why he shot Lincoln.
He wasn't right, man. He was a carny.
I guarantee you it's because Lincoln booed one of his circus family members.
I say I'm going to have to do this. All right. All right. Well, since we did number 7, infamous characters populate circus history, like the snake oil salesman P.T. Barnum and those guys from the Insane Clown Posse. Totally counts. Don't try to argue. But did you know that because of a simple twist of Circus fate, one of the most villainous characters in modern U.S. history was born?
Wait.
That's right.
Hang on. Are you saying that ICP are as villainous as John Wilkes?
No, they
infamous.
They said they're infamous.
Infamous.
Yeah, but then it says one of them. Yeah, but oh yeah, never mind. But
infamous.
Either way, that sentence is still really bad.
John Wilkes Booth, John Wilkes Booth, in case you don't know, is President Abraham Lincoln's assassin. Was born on American soil killed as a result of some circus-related drama. Yeah, right. I thought he was still alive, living in like Oakland.
Look what his father's name is.
I thought he was a vampire hunter. There's a whole movie based on it.
Wow.
You know what he's doing right now?
Too soon, Brown Dog. Too soon.
So wait a minute. So what we're saying is, I shot Lincoln. Like if John Wilkes Booth and Insane Clown Posse sat into a room, and it's like, yeah, well, I shot Lincoln. It's like, yeah, but I rap like a clown. They're both infamous.
Infamous doesn't necessarily mean bad. Infamous just means like famous for oddball reasons.
I got
just
that.
Straight up fuckery. That's what
it's just really funny to have that in like the same sentence. To me.
I don't know why they wanted to put somebody doesn't like Insane Clown Posse. Whoever over at entertainment.how stuff works doesn't like Insane Clown Posse. Man, you know John Wilkes Booth? You know who's just as bad? Violent J and Shaggy Two-Dope.
His name is Violent J, though.
You want to be famous? We'll make you infamous.
Yeah, right.
Dress like a clown, rap, shoot Lincoln. That's how you get it.
Anyway, his father was Junius Brutus Booth.
Say that again?
Yeah, please.
Junius Brutus Booth.
That's
no wonder he named his son John Wilkes, right?
Give my kid an easy name.
In Liverpool, England, 1821, J.B. Booth got into a fight with it looks like it runs in the family. J.B. Booth got into a fight with a Portuguese circus performer and rope dancer. I'm not even going to pronounce the first name, Antonio. And Booth injured him badly. Booth decided to make a quick getaway to avoid the long arm of the law and his wife, too. He left for America with a flower-selling girl to make a clean break. John Wilkes Booth was born to the couple in 1838. So obviously the Booth family needed to stay the hell away from performers.
Yeah, that's
what it boils down to, right? So this is really just
and
the Booth
stay in England.
He saw Abe Lincoln. He's like, that guy's a terrible actor. And he decided to shoot Abraham Lincoln.
He just didn't realize that wasn't where the stage was, but okay. What do you mean that's an American flag? I thought it was a curtain. Anyway.
Lincoln was like, oh, this play is very interactive.
John Wilkes was like, what do you mean that was the president? I thought that was the actor on stage.
Who loaded this thing? What? Anyway,
I was really hoping that John Wilkes Booth's family was a part of the circus. It bums me out that he just got into a fight with the circus.
but the headline says John Wilkes Booth was from a circus family.
It says from a circus. It does say that.
Yeah, like
so. Well, you hightailed it out of there after you got a fight with a girl.
So okay.
Put up the disclaimer. Put up the disclaimer.
Got into a fight with a Portuguese circus performer, and then took her away and married her, and then had the kid.
Okay, folks, it is not okay to fight people or carnies or women. Remember that.
Obviously, the person who wrote HowStuffWorks.com has a problem with circus people and Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah. And no man should hit a woman unless both of them have a safe word.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Pineapple.
I'm smelling clickbait here.
Shut up. We're giving them click. And
That's it. All right. Anyway, so perhaps you're a classical studies scholar and familiar with Roman entertainment. Or you've seen Spartacus one time and vaguely remember it. Either way, you're probably under the impression that the famous Circus Maximus, the ring where chariot races took place, gave the contemporary circus its name. You're kind of right in the sense that it's the same word, but that's pretty much where the similarities is.
Well,
wait. This guy writes for this outfit instead of having a real job.
Yeah, no shit. You're kind of right. Kind of right with what?
Yeah.
Where's Rodney?
Like
He's still
where
gone.
did Rodney
He's still
go?
mad.
He's still mad. He's like, you guys are
think they're
talking
having
about how
problems.
Lincoln
Tina-
was shot, and I'm very
No,
upset about
he's still mad about the women wearing pants.
it. Yeah.
Anyway, Tina kind of popped in and out for a second, so I think they're having some problems. I think they're having ice there too. So
Oh,
They're
no.
having John Wilkes Booth issues.
yeah. So the first modern circus was founded by Philip Astley, Rick Astley's great grandfather, in 18th century Britain. Was
Never gonna
actually
give
referred-
you up. Never gonna make you.
Right,
Well,
so never
first-
gonna
that-
give you up.
And that was the motto of the first modern circus.
It was.
It's
And
like, if you
they
tried to
kept
leave,
advertising
we were going to keep
acts.
following you.
They kept advertising
tricks.
acts, and when people would show up to the circus to see the acts, it would just be some dumb idiot up there singing.
Oh, so it's just Rick Astley.
Where's the animals and the tightrope workers?
Well, this is just
Yeah.
a man in a trench
Never
coat
gonna
with
give you up.
sunglasses.
Never gonna make you cry.
We're gonna tell a lie.
And
I'll
the
hurt
first
you.
modern circus, founded by Philip Astley in 18th century Britain, was actually referred to as an amphitheater. And George, yeah, right, entertaining book.
No, do
History
it.
of the
Pronounce
Circus.
it. Do it.
Spite.
Spite?
Spite. It's
Is
pronounced
it
Spite.
Spite?
Yeah.
Okay, Spite.
No,
I've
that's
never
not
seen
real.
that name before. And George Spite's entertaining book, it must be British, entertaining book, History of the Circus. The author suggests the word was initially adopted because it sounded fancy. Really? It sounds good.
Oh.
Fancy.
Weird.
Which is a good
British
reason
people
as
have
any.
fancy
It
shit.
was only when equestrian showman Charles Hughes decided to perform a show he called the Royal Circus did the circus moniker come to be associated with the acts we see today. Yeah, there wasn't even horses in the earlier circuses.
No peanuts either.
No, there was one horse. I can't remember what the name of the horse and the rider was.
It's
That
Mr.
was
Hands.
Seabiscuit. Oh, wrong show.
I think
sorry.
it might have been Lanscone. I'm not sure, but I don't see.
We demand a lot
So
of
we-
good circus performers these days. We do?
So- Huh?
Never mind. I'm reading the leaping was huge. I'm getting.
Oh yeah, you demand a lot. Now you have to have a pool. You have to have waterfalls. You have to have a soundtrack. I mean, yeah.
A fucking ICP playing when you leap off that ledge.
We
When I trapeze, I listen to ICP.
And then I pee while drunk.
so leaping. Yep, literally leaping over things, which is still not considered uncool, I suppose, if you're a big parkour fan. Damn, there's some saltiness on this.
I
fucking
hate
hour
this
corporate
person.
thing.
Who is this? Let's call them out.
See, I have to say
Let's
your ads here really show what you look up on your computer.
Don't piss
Don't
off.
piss
old
off
Don't
old
piss off
people.
old people.
At Home Depot.
At Home Depot.
Wow.
Right. I totally don't look at.
Well, after
anything
last
without
week,
getting
he needs a
Home
new tub, so of course it's Home
Depot.
Depot.
That's what it is.
Home Depot's like, we got you.
Nita runs in, get in the tub.
But see, this is what we need to bring back, especially in our comics. We need to make a comic about what Barack the Leaper, right? Isn't that his name?
Bat Rock. Yep.
Bat
French
Bat
leaper.
Rock the Leaper, yeah.
Rock the Leaper. We need to bring him back.
That man had
it's-
no business being good in any of the movies.
Well, he's French, so I think it's pronounced like Bat Rock.
Doesn't matter. He's a fucking
He
leaper.
should have been an Iron Fist. That's all I'm saying. But jumping over stuff, horses, people, carriages, whatever, really was a prime attraction. Wow.
Oh.
There was
They
literally
really
nothing
didn't have
to do
TV
back
back
then.
Hey, Parkour
you
was
have
the
books?
shit back then. Parkour was the shit.
Hopscotch.
They probably
was
didn't know how to
awesome.
read back then either, for that matter. So
They might not
jumping
even
over
have
stuff.
teeth.
they had wooden teeth, right? Isn't that what George Washington supposedly had?
Ivory.
Animal teeth. He didn't have wooden teeth. That's a
He had
myth.
sheep's teeth,
Yeah.
I think.
No,
I thought he
he-
They're
made it
goats.
from the cherry tree he cut down.
Sheep's
Yeah, well,
teeth is even
he-
weirder.
That was a lie that he said so he can get elected.
first off, it was
No
a
joke.
banana.
That's actually what it was.
Right there with the fact that he wasn't racist. Anyway, while we might think of acrobats as aerial or contortionist acts, in the late 18th century and early 19th centuries, leapers got the pulse beating. There's nothing like jumping over a barrel to get somebody going. So,
True
in
story.
1842, a clown named Dewhurst, a fairly staid name for a clown, was jumping over 10 horses and through balloons. and the like, but the act provided one of the circus's first secrets. Trampolines or springboards were hidden to assist the high jumpers.
What? You mean
Wow.
it's all... They can't really jump that high? Oh my
Wow.
god.
In professional wrestling, in the middle of the ring, there's a big spring that causes it to bounce.
No.
When they jump, when they throw it. Yeah.
No.
What? That doesn't surprise me, but I
They
did
can't-
not know that.
You mean they can't design... They,
I saw one being built one time. I was like,
you
oh,
mean they
that's how
can't
they do it.
actually defy physics like that?
Not unless your name's Nikola Tesla.
I mean, have you seen those legs? I thought, because those legs where they could jump.
I mean,
What?
look, if it's a
I
woman
thought about
wrestler,
doing the wrestling show. Should we do a wrestling show? Anybody?
I mean,
would there
I-
be
To be
have-
fair,
I'd
there's a
like
lot.
do a discussion?
There is a lot of wrestlers that love comics, and
Yeah, there's a correlation.
and
a
like
lot of
Every
comics.
comic
guys,
type
if we're
stuff
doing
in
a wrestling
wrestling.
show, one, I'm not covering myself in oil, and two, I'm not meeting any of you in real life. So I'm
Good.
just putting that out there. Okay.
I've been to a backyard wrestling show before.
I have been in a backyard wrestling show.
My whole life is a wrestling show.
I have wrestled.
I feel like there's an insane clown posse joke there, but we'll see.
Did you paint your face, Jared?
No.
No, he did not. He did not. I will say that.
Guys, Rodney's back. He's not upset anymore. Rodney, did you kill Lincoln?
Shh! Don't tell anybody.
It wasn't about Lincoln, man. It was about the women with pants.
That's why he killed Lincoln.
Internet went out.
Oh
for
my
whatever
gosh,
reason.
this is a nightmare right here for me. I cannot stand parades. One parade in 1880
What's wrong
is
with
said
the
to have
parade?
taken. I don't like parades.
Is there
Why?
anything you do like?
Yeah, like what do you
What
don't
do
like
you
the
like,
parade?
I like comics.
Do
It's
you?
funny because it's true.
What comics do you like?
Huh?
What comics do
Wait,
you
I have
like?
to, don't put me on the spot. Anyway, what parade in 1880? One parade in 1880 is said to have taken 5 hours as it crawled along the streets of New York and other. You know who I was thinking about today, actually, that I do like, that I wish would actually come back is John Waters. You don't ever see any more John Waters movies. I was
It's
like,
'cause
can
he's
John
old as
Waters
shit.
please come back
Well-
and say cinema?
Because he's old
Huh?
as shit.
He's not even 80 yet.
It's old.
Have you seen
He's-
him? Have you seen
Yeah,
him?
he's-
Yeah,
still
he looks
creepy
pretty
looking.
old.
He's still creepy looking for an 80-year-old.
That man always creeped me out. That's what's so awesome about him, I think.
Well, he did that like IDW show, right? Or was IDW, an ID
IDW.
show. Yeah, well, look, it was just easy to run into it because I like comics. Anyway, the ID show.
He was in a
Bullshit.
Lonely Island video.
Huh?
He was in a Lonely Island video.
I believe it.
Yeah.
He shows up every once in a while.
It's called The Creep.
But I mean, he had some really
He is
kind
creepy.
of unique stuff, and you don't really get that anymore. It seems like if maybe people pay more attention to the circus and real freak shows, they come up with something different besides just having a season of a freak show. And then, okay, look, let's talk about it. Now we want to
Okay,
talk about
let's-
something that we can
let's go.
all say that we did particularly care for.
Let's
All
go.
right, American Horror Story freak show. What? Oh, that fell off. And
They always fall off. That's the
Oh,
problem
look,
with
cats
Horror
Yeah.
Story.
playing with each other. That's fun.
Huh?
why'd you have to kill the conversation, Jared?
Why
Cats,
What
they're
about
playing with
cats?
each other. It's cute.
Where?
Cats,
They're behind
where?
Rodney playing.
And it's on
Oh my
YouTube,
God.
so we're going to get views.
Quick, everybody, zoom up on.
Where are these cats? I'm
They're
not.
in
Look at
Rodney's,
Rodney's
screen.
screen.
Cats.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Now they're like giving each other the
Wait,
stare down.
you
Like,
guys
do
are
it, bitch.
sober, and I'm
I
drunk.
was wondering
Yeah,
what
this
the
is
hell everyone was
like
talking
some-
about.
I'm
like,
on
hell
Tina's
yeah.
computer right now because mine is acting up.
Rodney, shut up, cats.
So anyway,
We want to watch some
but
pussy.
yeah, that's what. So what's the deal with that? So why does American Horror Story? It starts off strong and then just like they just
Every
not having-
season.
So I have an answer to that. Have you ever read a Bendis comic?
Yes.
Brian Michael
Yes.
Bendis, yes.
Yeah.
Jinx was
for about
amazing.
1 second that it lasts. Yeah, I've read
Correct.
Bendis.
Yeah. That's why. It's because Bendis is behind the scenes writing American Horror Story, and he will not.
Are you saying you don't like Bendis?
I like Bendis in the beginning, and then he gradually falls off.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to end
He does not know how to
storyline
end.
either.
But with American Horror Story, it's not necessarily just the ending. It's just the entire season is anticlimactic. Each season, because it starts off strong, then it builds and builds and builds. Then it just kind of
Asylum.
fizzles.
And
Asylum, I had a lot of hope for, and then there was like, that was it.
Was Asylum Asylum wasn't the one with Adam Levine in it, right? The Maroon 5
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
Was it? Okay, yeah. I like
for
that
like
one.
5 minutes he was in it.
But when he was on screen, I just always wanted him to do the really "baby, it's cold outside" while he's walking around, just like fucking singing Maroon 5 songs.
But I liked Asylum, but I think what I liked about Asylum was the fact that it was just off the cuff. That one, I don't think you could have pulled that one together. But I will say this, as off the cuff as it was, how they pulled it together at the end probably has the best in what I've seen, if that makes sense. It was because, I mean, you had aliens, you had possession, you had
like
all
a
this
Dr.
stuff.
Frankenstein type.
Yeah, and it basically gave you, at the end, the serial killer comes and sees his mom, who was raped by another serial killer, and so you have some type of ending, but everything else just kind of fizzles out. Maybe Coven has a kind of a
Coven wasn't bad. It was a little too cheesy for me, but it did have a ending, I guess. The which one that had Coven in it, but it was the end of the world, the apocalypse. Is that what it was called?
Oh yeah,
I stopped watching.
That's another one that was like started out really strong, and I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do this, and then like the end of the second end of that second half of it was like, what's going on?
Roanoke was the one that I could not get into.
Where I think I got like 2 episodes in on that one, and it stopped.
I got to like the first like half hour of it, and I was like, I can't.
I couldn't get past the documentary part aspect of it.
Just
my problem with Coven is they start off the first like half of the season with this one main character who was the girl, and then they keep going over this. Oh, there's going to be like a new whatever the lead witch was. I forgot.
Lady Gaga.
Alpha.
Yeah. And they keep like hinting that it's her, but then they like it's like they forgot that they even focused on her at all, and you're going all over the place. You know, they couldn't find out. Oh yeah,
Sarah Paulson.
But it's Sarah Paulson who goes blind that doesn't.
But and then you have this freaking Stevie Nicks song in the middle of all of this, like.
Then they were like, "Let's just get Stevie Nicks in it."
Yeah,
let's just get her in it.
Yeah, we know why.
Personally, I think it suffers from they pay a lot of money to have good big actor, like not big actors, but like known people in it, and they just forget about the writing because it's going to make money anyway. Because Lady Gaga's in it. Matt Bomer's in it.
That was
Lady Gaga was in one, wasn't she?
Yeah,
she was in Hotel with Matt Bomer, which Matt Bomer plays a really wonderful straight man. So, because I think he is gay in real life.
He is.
I just know him as Larry.
He is.
I just
he was gay in there too, which Doom Patrol's canceled. R.I.P. buddy.
That's okay. It's time. It's really time.
Look, I know, but
I like Doom Patrol.
Shut up! No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I did.
Now that it's ending, you like it, but but when
I didn't like this season actually. No, I'm shut up. Anyway, but you know what I have been watching because Rodney and I kind of talked about it was Carnival, which is
that was my favorite show when it was on TV.
I don't know.
I keep meaning to go back and watch that because I have not got.
I've only I tried to stream it. I haven't. I just finished season 1. I'd watched like half of it before years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like 2 episodes into season 2. Please tell me. I know there's only 2 seasons. Please tell me that has some kind of modicum of ending to it.
It doesn't.
The good ones never do.
Because
they were promised a 3rd season.
Well, what happened was Chad Stahl, the lead actor, he got hooked on heroin, and he was becoming more and more unreliable and wasn't making it to the set. And when he was fucked up. So that's why they didn't finish it. They didn't get a season 3.
Nowadays, you just
I thought
people.
I thought the official story was HBO said it was too expensive to make.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, because
No,
I've heard a whole bunch of
It's not
different
expensive.
stories.
Yeah, he has since become straightened out, and he's not part of Hollywood anymore. So
Yeah, I was so
Like,
disappointed
Carl.
when that ended, or
yeah,
Like,
or that got
it was a
canceled.
good show.
Mhm.
So
I
should I
enjoyed
even
it.
bother finishing this season?
I mean, I would. It's
a good show.
a
I
good
mean,
show,
Clancy
yeah.
Brown gives like such a freaking phenomenal performance
Yeah.
in this show. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
he gives
so
I'm going to
does,
go back and
performance
rewatch it
in
just because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so does the guy that plays the leader of the carnival. I keep forgetting the actor's name. Short guy.
Michael J. Anderson.
Yeah, he played the dancing man in Twin Peaks.
Yeah. And then I think they came back with it and he was a tree or something like that. He did come back. He was an arm.
Yeah, in Twin Peaks.
I'm talking about when they came back.
I haven't been able to see the comeback.
I know he wasn't in it, but he's still around. I mean, he's still alive. I think he's retired from acting. So who knows? But is Nick Stahl? He's not around anymore. You said
he still does stuff.
He is. He doesn't do the Hollywood thing so much. He's not completely divorced from it, but he's stayed away to for his sobriety.
Hey, you never know. You could come back and.
And he was
his
young.
most notable role was that yellow bastard.
Yeah, Sin City.
Yeah.
No, actually, I liked him in Bully. That was a great movie.
That's a game.
No, it was a movie with Nick Stahl, Rachel Miner, and I can't remember the other guy, but he's dead in real life now. The kid and the main kid in that movie.
Yeah. What was his name? He committed suicide, right?
Yeah.
Brad.
Yep.
Was it Renfro? Brad
Renfro. Yep, that is it.
The kid from the client.
Brad Renfro.
Yeah.
Every time you guys talk about Carnival, I always think of Carnival Row with Orlando Bloom.
Yeah,
it's a lot better than Carnival Row.
Oh, I like Carnival Row.
Yeah.
Do you?
It's basically
people are upset that's canceled. I'm like, oh, it wouldn't be if it was good.
It's getting one more season, and it's the final season. So shut up.
It's the dialogue that kills me on that.
Is basically the war between heaven and hell happens on a carnival.
Oh.
That's
awesome.
That's like a dumbed down version of the overall plot line, but
but what was really cool about it though, it had LaCroix from freaking Forever Night in it, and it was like you don't get to see him much.
You really don't. I'm surprised you remember that name, LaCroix.
Yeah, Forever Night.
Who did he play in Carnival? I know Forever Night. I'm trying to...
the blind guy.
Oh
yeah, I definitely have to go
Patrick
back and watch that now.
Yeah.
I definitely have to go back and watch.
Well, she was brilliant in that. He's freaking brilliant.
Yeah, I do too.
He's like he reminds me a lot of Udo, whatever
Udo
last name is, whatever. And
it's look Key Air. Key Air.
Is he still around? When was the last time we saw him? He's not doing like Blood Rain sequels, is he?
No, he shows up every once in a while in a low budget horror movie.
Did you guys? What was the name of that movie with the Nazis? Iron Sky. Did you see those movies?
Oh yeah.
He's in those, and it's hilariously good. They're bad, but they're good at the same time.
He's really great at hamming it up, and it's enjoyable. Like, he's a great actor, but when he's allowed to ham it up, he's phenomenal.
Right. Well, as a matter of fact, he plays Adolf Hitler in that Amazon show Hunters.
He played Hitler in the second Iron Sky.
Is that show good?
He did.
Hunters.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
All I know is Dr. Connors really took me by surprise in that first episode. So
when he turned into the lizard,
we're waiting for it, right? They hit it at it, and then we get Venom in the third one. But whatever. Okay.
If it makes you feel better, Sam Raimi didn't want Venom in it.
I know.
The studio made him.
I feel
the
bad
lizard
for
still
it.
wouldn't have been in the movie. The lizard still wouldn't have been in the movie.
It would have been a better movie, though, if they didn't have Venom. Even if you just had Sandman, it would have been.
That's all they needed, honestly.
Yeah.
And the new Goblin shit, they didn't need that.
Oh,
they
no,
they could have just had him.
Speaking of a circus, that third movie.
They could have just had him in his father's gear that's all fucked up instead of him actually taking on a new persona.
Or
Well, you
him
may
like
marry-
not even taking the Goblin persona, just spending the whole movie trying to kill Peter Parker in like any way possible. Like maybe teaming up with whoever the main villain of the movie was.
I don't know. You could have the Jackal or something like that. Somebody come in that's
Kraven
or Hobgoblin.
Kraven the Hunter. Absolutely, yeah, that would have been a good one.
No,
that's
Harry
the next
Osborn
Sony-
as
that's the
Kraven
next
the
Sony movie
Hunter.
to-
That'd be awesome.
No,
That's
stop
Sony-
that.
Yeah.
That's going to be the next Sony movie to bomb right there. Is Kraven the Hunter? It comes out within that.
But no, that would have actually been. That's actually a really good point. That'd probably be the best one that you could have brought in, as Harry hires Kraven to go after Spider-Man. That would make perfect sense. But
now we have,
studio wanted Venom.
Who's playing
Craven? For
Kraven?
Grace, but whatever.
Who got
the kid that played Kick-Ass.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name, but he was also in
Aaron
Bullet
Taylor
Train.
Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's married to a woman who's like more than twice his age. I mean, I'm not criticizing. I'm just
she's a director and she can get him jobs.
So he's
it's about time men did it. It's about time.
Anyway,
it's about time
first,
men did it.
Last one in, first one out. Right.
But I went out once already. Oh.
Yeah, well, you gotta come back in.
Hey, everybody!
You came in last, so.
Yeah, I'm Rodney
Back
Fike.
your cats.
You can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch at Rodney Fike Art. And also, you can catch me here at the Indie Comics Network on Thursday night Throwdown. We are going to be having a auction of all of our pieces there on Thursday night, so come check it out. And all the proceeds are going to be going to the Hero Initiative. So please come join us on Thursday night. I'm going to have 4 amazing artists, and Chad is going to be the ringleader. So come join us. It'll be fun. Also, Hazm.com, HAZZUM.com. Go check out all of our books, such as Peanut Pudding and Jelly, Pitter Patter, Unchained, Roadkill Rampage, and coming to a Kickstarter near you on February 21st as Doghouse. Sorry, that's me. That's where you can find
that book.
And there's Baldy.
Hello. I'm not bald. I just shaved my head. Damn it.
I don't see one strand of hair.
It's right. You know what? I am very fuzzy. Okay, you can pet my head, and
Nobody
I feel like a
cares about
chia
your
pet.
Nobody wants to pet your head.
I don't want to touch your no-nos, so no, I'm not going to do that.
No,
It's not a no-no if it's yes.
Like a shaved neck.
you can touch me in my yes square.
It's a
I don't know where you've been. So it probably has warts.
I've been at the
Don't touch me
circus
there.
picking up all kinds of bitchy things.
But tell us what you're into now, or whatever. Or if somebody wants to touch you, where to find you.
When I'm into, so I've been actually looking up a lot of circus corn on Cornhub.com. So that is currently what I have been into. So you can follow me at Casual Nerd Chad over on Twitter, which right now I am teasing my next upcoming series. And I also have another book coming out soon, which Jared, it's coming. It's not missing. It's there. I remember last week. But I'm also you can also check out Blue Lullaby on Mercury Enterprises. Go check that out. The trade paperback's out. You can also catch me at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays on Shots with Comics on Indie Comics Network After Dark, where it's me and other people who get drunk and we talk about comics, and it's a fun, exciting time. Okay, you can go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, goodbye.
All I gotta say is put up or shut up. That's all I gotta say.
Fuck you.
My name is Jared Lockhart. You can find me in such notable places as Facebook as Jared Lockhart 80. That's 80, or Instagram as Jared Lockhart. It's good that he has this because I have opinions and I have a lot to say.
It's the notable comment. That's
it's the medical advice you keep giving everybody.
So if they itch, just scratch it.
It's healing if the skin peels off.
So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I'll be back here next Tuesday, and don't listen to Chad.
Right. It was the nutshell thing.
Don't listen to me. That's good.
Me in a nutshell.
Hi. You can find me, Mitch Rogers, here at Linktree/Celtic Cross Studios. You can find my website, online store, socials, email, and everything else. You could also find me here on the Indie Comics Network, occasionally on other shows like Sunday Funnies with Randy Zimmerman. I think I've been on one Comics by Night on Fridays, but that's because they tape it earlier in the week. Yeah.
Wait, they tape it earlier in the week?
Oh,
the one I was on
early in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one I was on was done earlier in the week, so
I couldn't see you getting up at 5 a.m.
I'm not getting up at 5 a.m.
Okay.
At 5? It's 4 here.
Oh, well.
Anyway, of course.
I just realized you have your chew chode or chorg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. We're chew buddies.
We are.
Anyway. We're chog buddies, whatever.
Get a room.
I'm C Michael Lanning. You can check me out on Linktree / C Michael Lanning. Just I shut up. I shut up. Again, you can check me out on Linktree / C Michael Lanning, Facebook, and all that other jazz. If you want to get in touch with me, you can go ahead and text on Messenger. Of course, the next time you see me is probably going to be on Sketchy Saturday, this Saturday, with, of course, Rodney Fite's going to be there, and John Silvestri. Who knows what other degenerate from that other network, After Hours, which you should totally go and sign up at the indiecomics.com, Indie Comics Network After Hours, and sign up for that. But, whatever. Do what you want to do. If you
sounds
want to be
spicy.
Cool, no. But other than that, so join us next week as we're going to be talking about heists. That's right, folks. If you like Frank Sinatra or if you're George Clooney, whatever, you might want to come and check out what we have to say about heists next week right here on Dispatches from Outside the Box. And with that, we're going to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Mr. Hands.
To protect me from germs, I was born without any immunity, so even a single one could kill me. But your doctor would know all about that.
Quiet! He's gonna go!
He's not your average doctor.
He's Dr. Freak.
We're all a part of his traveling freak show.
He owns us.
Owns you?
What? Here goes Dr. Freak!
Next car.
If he finds out you're in this train, he'll own you too.
Oh, now you did it, Bubble Butt.
What are we gonna do?
He's a vicious brute.
You're Dr. Freak?
Why are you so mini?
Oh, no.